Friends. Hey, YouTube friends. This is Lito Compresto Murray. This is in response to the tragedy that I heard on news today about the little girl being murdered during the demonstration in Atlanta. This is to remind my YouTube friends and all my social networking friends that when you're fighting for a righteous cause, when you're fighting for a righteous cause, for a peaceful cause, for justice, it's not easy. God said to let the wheat grow up with the tares. Those criminals that murdered that little girl, they're not fighting with us. Those people who go around murdering and inflicting violence on other innocent bystanders, they're not with us. They're not on our team. They're just criminals. Just criminals mixing with the people who are really serious about making progress in our cause and progress in the Lord. But let me tell you this. Those criminals just want to control everybody. They want to control the police, which I pray to God they never do. But they want to control the police. But worst of all, they want to control us. We believe in God and they don't. So they want to punish us for our beliefs, talking about some Black Lives Matter. They're black, but our lives don't matter. That little girl that murdered, she wasn't a white girl, she was a little black girl. But then the black people murdered her, but not the black demonstrators. The black demonstrators didn't murder anybody, but the racist people want to lump us all in one pot and say everybody's doing it. Everybody's not doing it, and everybody don't deserve to be punished. Just those people who broke the law, just those people who don't regard law enforcement, that don't regard me and don't regard you. They need to be locked up in jail. And their cause need to be stopped because their cause is violent, it's unfair, and they don't care about you, they don't care about me, they don't care about the police, they don't care about the mayor or the governor, they don't care about anybody, they don't care about the preacher in the church. They go to church and hoop and holler in the church full of the devil. So they're not worth anything to me. The peaceful demonstrators mean so much to me. When you're fighting for justice for others, then God will let you reap that. And when you need help, and everybody needs help sometimes, and when you need help, God will let somebody be there for you, helping you, because God let you reap what you sowed from what you did, for what you have done for these families that are suffering for nothing. God said to let the wheat grow with the tares. So God knew there was going to be some wicked people on this earth. God knew it. God knew that there were going to be murderers. When they murdered Jesus, don't you know that God knew they were going to kill Jesus? And Jesus knew they were going to kill him. And his disciples and everybody turned their backs on him. But the disciples were trying to obey him. Before they got scared, they were trying to obey Jesus. Don't be afraid. Talk to God and let God be your guide, not fear. Do not let fear be your guide. Do not let what the wicked did be your guide. They're not your guide or your example. Do not follow them. Follow God. And Christians stick together because what we're doing is too important. It's just too important to let the devil take control over it. Do not let the devil control our fight for justice. The devil is not in control. God is in control. And we who believe in God must stand together. God separates the wheat from the tares. We are the wheat. We are the fruitful ones. We are the wheat. The tares are the ones who are good for nothing. They're nothing but but dead withered away branches, dead withered away leaves. That cause us dead. They're the walking dead. Have you ever seen those movies with zombies in it? They look like people, but they're dead people. They don't have no cause, no reason, no wherefore. They just kill people and eat people up. They take beautiful things and destroy it and stain it with innocent blood. That's what zombies do. They can't think. They refuse to think. They're afraid of anybody who has independent thought. You have independent thought. You are independent because God made you that way. God gave you the ability to think beyond these wicked people who like to mix with the Christians. God gave you the ability to separate yourself from the devil and fight for righteousness. When you fight for righteousness, you are fighting for your country. We don't live in the Stone Age where we have to hurt each other for food. We have to hit somebody over the head with a rock, or we have to grab a woman by her hair and pull her in a cave to make her cook, or pull her somewhere. We're not living in a place like that. We're not living in a place where people have to be chained up and be contained till we decide what we're going to use them for. No, Jerusalem is free. God is free. Everything about God is freedom. And anything that's antichrist is bound up. And that's what we want God to do, to bind up the devil. We don't want him to bind us up with the devil. We want him to separate the devil from us and bind the devil up and keep us free. Our country is freedom. I live in the United States of freedom. That's where I live. So Christians, thank you. Thank you for being part of Christ. If you're part of Christ, you would never want to hurt anybody. If you're part of Christ, then you would treat your neighbor right if you're part of Christ. But if you're part of the devil, you're not going to care about your neighbor. You're not going to care about anything. You get up, you won't even wash your own stinking body if you're part of the devil. You get up and you flash all that stank around so somebody can be offended by your odor if you're part of the devil. If you're part of the devil, you're not going to wear your mask. You're going to spread deadly disease to your neighbor, and you won't care if they die. How you gonna respond if you're wicked? Well, we all gotta die sometime. That's the devil. He don't get to decide how long you live. God decides that. God decides how long all of us lives. So don't pay no attention to that devil. Don't let him stop your cause. Stay in the race. Stay peaceful. I remember telling you before that the wicked is out to hurt our cause. I told you that before on another video. He's out to hurt our cause, so we can't let him hurt our cause. We can't let him dissipate our cause because we're on the Lord's side. And those on the Lord's side seek peace. And what else do? They pursue it. You don't just look for it, but you find it. You seek peace, find it, and use peace. Use justice. Use love. There's nothing wrong with love. So many people, everybody don't do it. Thank God. But there are so many people who treat love like it's a dirty word. Love is not dirty. Hate is dirty. Love don't wear a smile. I mean, love wears a smile. Hate don't wear a smile. Hate does not wear a smile. Love wears a smile. Love is welcoming. Love is a sweet embrace. I don't have to touch you to embrace you. All I have to do is love you to embrace you. And nobody can ever have enough love. So fill your heart up with love. And love is your ammunition. The word of God is your ammunition. Many people camped out in the streets, peacefully camped out in the streets, hoping to get somebody's attention that will make a difference, that will stop all this violence. I'm sure they would much rather be comfy and cozy in their bed resting. I'm absolutely certain of that. But no, they sacrifice their comfortable spot in the bed. They sacrifice their space to eat gourmet food, to be out there fighting for justice for us. And there's no way I'm going to let the devil cause me to do what he's doing. Separate the wheat from the tares. I am the wheat. I am fruitful. You are the wheat. You are fruitful. We're going to keep on fighting just because the demonstration was shut down in that area don't mean we're shut down. The demonstration is shut down just in that area because it was too many tares mixed up with the wheat. So they had to do something. We're not fighting each other, and we're not fighting the police. We're not fighting white people, and we're not fighting black people. The only ones doing that are our enemies. They want to make our cause look like foolishness. But I'm staying prayed up. They can't hear my prayer and they can't see my prayer and they can't touch my prayer. I keep my hands together and pray and talk to God. But when you go out there and demonstrate, you're visibly showing that you're on my side, fighting for me. What I'm too old to do, God bless the young people to be physically able to do it. My time may be running out due to my age, but their time is not running out. So their children, they'll be blessed. Their children will be blessed. But for the tares, you are cursed and your children are cursed and your children after that are cursed. And nothing but bad things will happen to you because that's what you're pursuing. You're pursuing evil things, so you're receiving what you're looking for. And I'm not trying to show nobody nothing. I'm not trying to demonstrate who I am, how great I am. I'm praying so we all will see how great God is. Because God is the one that's going to make the change. And blessings and curses all come from God. When you do wrong, you're asking for a curse. God is not just cursing you, you're asking God for a curse. When you go out there and do violence to your neighbor, you go out there and make racial slurs and don't care. You go out there and display things that incite hatred. You know good and well that's not God's will. And when you take things and display it that inspires racial hatred, you have taken that thing and turned it into a graven image. And it's all through the Bible what God will do for you for worshiping imagery instead of worshiping Him. So I'm not going to talk too much, but I just want you to stay in the race. Stay in the race and keep fighting for justice and freedom. God is in control, and God have us in the palm of His hands, and God will protect us as long as we acknowledge Him. We've got to acknowledge God without fear, without being bullied into being quiet. Nobody's going to bully me into not glorifying God. If you try, you might as well forget it. It's not going to work. No one will bully me into not glorifying God. I am God's child, and I'm not going to betray my Father. He's my Father. He's the one who breathes the breath of life in my body, and He's the reason why I'm sitting here now talking to you and glorifying God. He's the reason why I'm able to pray every day and every night. And every time I think about God, I can pray freely without any interference. God did that. You know why He did it? He did it because He's my Father. And the Father looks out for His children. So stay in the race. I thank God for you. And don't give up. Please don't give up. And those who are still fighting for our just cause, don't let the cause die down. Don't get tired. Don't say, well, what they're going to do, what the wicked are going to do anyway. A wicked act as the wicked acts. But if you're righteous, you're not going to act like that. The righteous act as the righteous act. And the wicked act as the wicked act. You can't expect a wicked man to wear a halo. The only thing you see on the wicked are horns, because he's identified by his works. And we are identified by our works. So be strong. And I'll talk to you later. I love you. And I'll keep on loving you with every breath in my body. And let me give you that award-winning smile before I go.